Good morning. Okay, I'm not sure who that is. Send me a text message just so I know who is out there. Buenos dias. Gotta tell you, when you are getting a cold, well, I know when I'm getting a cold, when I go for hot tea instead of hot coffee in the morning. It's like, oh yeah, hot tea sounds much better than coffee. Never. Mm, says me, never. My mom likes to have hot tea in the afternoon. Sounds so soothing. I think she developed that from her English father, Tom. Okay, we're ready. Here we go. With honey. It's good for your throat. Um, yeah, waking up with a sore throat. No bueno. Okay. But gotta get up and meditate. So here we are. Good morning, good morning. Now, let's keep it simple and go back to basics and review. So, to meditate. Hey, Sarah G. To meditate, we have to still our minds, right? And our mind's job is to think and wander and ponder and all of the good things that it does. So, to quiet our minds, we have to put it to a task. Think about when you're really focused on something and you get a job done, or when you are relaxed and doing something, and you realize after you're done doing it, that you weren't really thinking about anything but what you were doing. Or when you are doing something really intense and you are only thinking about the thing that you're doing at the time. Whenever I give that example, I think of uh, really physical exercise, or when I think about something relaxing, I think about when I'm cooking or hiking, taking a long walk. When I think about, a task, right? Writing, right? And actually writing with your hand and a pen, not a computer, because that I find very distracting. But your mind sticks on that task that you are enjoying. Usually your mind is enjoying that thing, which is why you stick to it. Um, so those things keep your mind focused, and they keep the mind singular, if you will, on a single point, right, of focus, if you will. So then you also want to couple that with the idea of what we do without thinking about it, right? We breathe without thinking about it. But since I said that, I'm going to take a breath. We blink without thinking about it. Our heart beats without thinking about it, right? These things happen without our mind's occupation or attention. So if we have some of these things that we can do, um, and switch to controlling ourselves, it requires that our mind be focused on it, that our mind pay attention to that task, right? So with meditation, one of the first things that we do is start to use these kinds of ideas, these kinds of tasks, to quiet the mind, to settle it, and to eventually clear it, right? So we start by sort of doing a little bit of a scan of our bodies. We then move to our breathing and start controlling our breathing. And then from controlling our breathing, uh, it's almost like visualization, right? You see the movement of your breath, right? And this allows, especially people like my mom, I don't know why I'm talking about my mom so much this morning. My mom, she's an artist, right? So she's really good with when I do colors or movement of light. She really imagines it quite vividly, right? And it helps her in that process of imagining light moving in her body or seeing colors. In that process of imagining, it helps her mind draw into just what she's doing in the meditation and let go of the outside world and let go of the need to be part of that world and clear her mind. Okay? So then, excuse me, once we get to that point where we are seeing the light or the movement of the breath and controlling the breath, there's a point where the mind really is starting to clear and you allow it to settle into one point of focus, right? And then that one point of focus, we move to a place in the body, a physical location that allows us to stay in that clear mindedness, right? And for my training, that space is a point just behind the center of the forehead, right? It's sort of located, if these two lines could intersect, right, it would be in this sort of midbrain area. And you drop into this place and you allow yourself to be still. Now, if you get distracted, and I should really say when you get distracted because it happens pretty quickly, when you get distracted, then you can go sort of backwards. You can revert back to the things that you were using, the tools that you were using to quiet your mind again, right? So I recommend going back to seeing the breath moving, controlling the breath. And maybe it only takes 1, 2, or 3 breaths. Maybe it takes 20. Maybe you never get to the point right here where you're just still and clear, right? And that's okay because the purpose is to clear your mind, to quiet your mind, and to feel this awake, being awake, and feel this sense of deep relaxation and stillness that you would if you were aware of yourself sleeping. Does that make sense? Okay, so today, we're going to use the sort of more visual colors and, excuse me, we're going to use the more visual of colors and we're going to do the breathing, right? And we'll then take the movement of our breath and the location, right? Those geographical locations, if you will, in your body and move that point of focus and the mind's attention through those points to get to this place, right? And we might even get right to the top crown of the head. Yeah. So let's go ahead and if you haven't already, get into that comfortable seat. Ooh, that reminds me. That comfortable seat for you might be in a chair. It might be on a meditation cushion. It might be on a stool. Wherever you are, you're sitting upright, yeah, but not clenching it up tight. And I like to sort of deter you from leaning back on something because then you might end up falling asleep. So try to sit upright, not leaning back in your chair, but leaning away from the back support. So you're using your core to support you in that upright position, right? So there's a little bit of effort there that helps to keep you alert in this meditative state. Okay, right. So now you're sitting, and if your seat becomes uncomfortable, adjust it because it will take your mind's attention away. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and close your eyes. And once you've closed your eyes, a big part of the mind's work, right, goes away. Big part of what we do, what our thinking mind does, is no longer occupied by the outside world, by what we see and translating what we see into what we need to do or what we're thinking about. Eyes are closed and you can start to experience and witness how your body's feeling this morning. Excuse me. How tall you feel through your spine. Noticing the point at the center of the forehead, the space between your eyebrows, the planes of your face from the eyelids to the cheeks, the nose, the lips. Take your attention to the tops of your shoulders and down your arms to your hands. Notice if your hands are relaxed with the palms down or up. No need to change it unless it makes you more comfortable. Take your awareness to the center of your chest and stomach, belly button, all the way down to your seat and the weight of you as you sit there. The weight of you in that point of your seat and your root, the pelvic floor. Notice any attention that your knees are giving you or asking for. And even the soles of your feet. Take your attention to your breathing now. Start to make your breath full and quietly full. So elongate the inhale and exhale. So that breath now almost feels like it's filling and satiating. Like a deliciously cool drink of water after exertion on a hot day. Feel your breathing in and out. And control that breathing. And keep your attention fully through the entirety of the inhale and the exhale. It's amazing how much effort is required to keep the mind on the full extent of our inhale and exhale each time. There's this ability of our thinking mind to distract, to go away from that task of staying on the breath fully and completely, in and out. Now that the rhythm of your breath has stabilized and your mind is with that rhythm, on the beginning of the next inhale, allow your mind to traverse from your root to the top crown of your head as you breathe in, and from the top crown of your head back down to your root as you breathe out. See the flow of the breath in from your root upwards and out from the top down. Breathing in and out, up and down. Do that a couple more times. Stabilize the mind, your thinking mind, and all of its awareness and attention on the movement of your breath up, and down. Movement of what you see, what you're feeling. What you experience, your attention breathing in from your root upwards and out from the top down. Now hold your attention as you breathe in and out. Hold your attention at your root, right at the base of your seat. And fill that attention and awareness with the color. Maybe red. Take your awareness and attention. Place the movement of your breath right at the center of the pelvic bowl in front of your sacrum. And just hold your breath in and out in that space, your mind's eye in that space. Fill it with a color orange. Moving your mind's attention and awareness to the space right at your belly button, your navel center. Let your breath come and go in that space, breathing in and out with your attention in that space. Fill it with the color yellow. Moving to the point at the center of your rib cage, just sternum, center of your rib cage where your heart is. Allow your breathing to be in that chest space. And your attention to stay with the breath as it moves. In and out, filling, emptying in the chest space. Fill it with the color green. Move your awareness to the center of your throat. Allow your breath, that movement in and out, your mind's attention to be right at the center of the throat, neck, from your collarbones to the center of your ears. Fill with the color blue. And then a brilliant white light. Or maybe it's a different color for you at the center of the forehead. Just behind it, midbrain, allow your focus and awareness to rest there now. And in doing so, maybe release control of your breath. Allow it to be effortless, almost imperceptible. As your attention and awareness rests in that point just behind the center of your forehead, and you feel the skin of your face and scalp relax. When you let go into that space, if you get distracted, you use these tools, seeing the movement of your breath up and down your spine until the mind stabilizes again and you quietly drop into that space just behind the center of your forehead. Stay there as long as you like until you're ready to come out, and you breathe in deeply. Drop your chin towards your chest as you exhale. Blink your eyes open, facing your gaze towards the floor just for a couple of seconds before you lift your gaze back into your space, into your room. Take in your space. See where you are. Face the day with that clear mind and clear head. And enjoy. And I'll see you next week at 6:35 a.m. Have a great day. Bye-bye.